Well, guys, the biggest fear of a boat owner came true. We did not catch it on film last night, and even though I've got a smirk on my face, it was kind of actually scary. We were sitting here in the settee watching some TV, and Nancy goes, "Why are the lights flickering?" And I'd hear a snap and a crackle. Got my attention real quick. I got up. It was towards after the boat, so I went and opened the engine room because that's where I've been doing some work. And what is the biggest fear that everybody has on a boat? What is the biggest thing, that worst thing that could possibly happen? Fire. So I opened the engine room and I was greeted very graciously with a wall of smoke. And I did a quick scan of the engine room. I did not see anything that was hot or melted, but I looked at the source of where the smoke was coming from, and it was down below the motor. There's only two things below that motor: water and bilge pumps. It's kind of hard to have water catch on fire. So, bilge pumps. One of our bilge pumps decided to melt down last night. I pulled one of them out and it's working. So I'm going to take care of that one. But I've been needing to do this for a long time. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put a big boy in there. One that does 500 gallons a minute, or an hour, that's in there now. This one does 3,700 gallons an hour. So this is a little bit bigger. I don't like the ones that I bought down there. At the top, they've got an electronic float, so when the water comes up so far, it turns on. That I'm not liking a whole lot because it kicks on, cycles, does some weird things. So we're going back with the old mechanical float switch, the super switch. So I don't really want to drill holes directly down into the bottom of my boat because, well, honestly, she has enough holes in her as it is. I don't really want to put any more under the water than I have to. I don't know why. So what I've thought about doing, because you can take this and pop the bottom off of this bilge pump, and there's 4 holes. And then there's 2 holes in the float. So I happen to have some starboard. And what I was going to do is mount the bilge pump back here and then mount the float switch up here. What I'm thinking. Or if I turn it sideways, let's see here. Let me think through this real quick with you guys, because I also have another bilge pump down there I would like to mount on this board. So if I do that, that will have enough clearance. Then I can mount the other one right here. I like that idea. So that's what I think I'm going to do. So first things first, let's make this a little more manageable. Here it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is mark 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, I love it when a plan comes together.
Okay, but why are you putting the screws in there when there's nothing even attached to it?
What? I'll show you. Okay, so those are countersinked enough. So now we come over here.
Oh, I get it now.
Then we'll put the washers in here.
And that just snaps in.
And then the bilge pump will just snap in it, yes.
The washer's right there. It's a baby, can't see it.
These are nylocks we're using, so it should not ever come loose. The vibrations that it has. I'm trying to put the washer on. There we go.
I see a sleeping golden right there. Look at that. It's a Kobe bear and a pumpkin pie. Look at that.
It's on. So now I need to get a pair of pliers, I think, maybe. And that one. Come over here to this one. Tighten it up. Come down here. We're going to tighten this one up. We're going to tighten this one up. Now, this bilge pump will clip in here and sit like that. So next thing we have to do is, I'm thinking, because we have a hose that comes off here, so that should stay out of the way of the hose. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay. Okay, so now what I have to do is I'm doing this backwards, but there's a reason for my madness here. So that will go here like this. Snap! Look at that. This one should just run up. I need to buy a lottery ticket today. Because I never get this lucky. Now that I've said that, I've jinxed myself.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Okay, so now we have a smooth flat bottom. That's not going to chafe the
Fiberglass.
We've got a bilge pump where the hose will fit on like so.
Not going to put a clamp on first?
Will not. I will. Patience there, donkey. So the float is not going to interfere because it's going to come up like this. So that will work. I think we're moving quite along quite well. So now I think we will, well, I hope this will fit around the prop shaft. So
Probably should have measured for that.
Details. What I will do is I'm going to go mount this because there's not a lot of room for you guys to see what's going on besides the back of my head. So we'll mount this and I'll run some pipe. We'll make it the connection and we'll see if it works. This is why I don't like working in bilges. It's just, ugh. But I did find something out. This is a bilge pump. Well, was. And I figured out where all that lovely smoke came from last night. This is supposed to be flat and round. This bulge is not supposed to be there, and there's a hole right there. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good size hole.
So that's what caused all of our smoke last night, and it was probably pretty close of catching fire. 1,100 gallons an hour. Okay, so we actually have another one of these down in the bilge, but it is working, and we're gonna put that in line with it, the big one, and we're gonna be good to go. So this one gets to go in there. Come here. I'm gonna give you a hug. All right, so we got the bilge pump all wired up to our wire here that runs down and up to the fuse panel. So here's the test. If I lift this up and either I get shocked or I see sparks, I didn't do it right. A little nervous. Okay, that works. So that means the float, when it comes up and gets that much, there's a lot of torque, that much water in the bilge, and then it turns off right there. So we also have a switch here, right here. So if I keep this switch, it's not marked yet, but again, if I get sparks or I shock myself, I didn't do it right. Okay, so now what I have to do is hook the hose up and go in the engine room and run the hose. All right, just to let you guys know, I am far from perfect, and I flagellate lots of projects.
Flagellate?
Flagellate. So I'll show you what I did.
So you mucked it up.
I'll show you what I did. So this is the wire. Let me get this guy out of the way because he's fine. So here is the bilge. You probably look down here. This is where I fumigated it.
Okay.
So if you see, I've got my bilge line running down here.
Yeah.
Here is my electrical line, okay? No, keep looking. So it's running up over this. And
I see the problem already.
so now what I have to do is undo this, drop this down, and bring it up on this side of the prop shaft, and then hook it back up. I'm a genius sometimes. I tell you what, a genius.
It's an easy fix. Not that bad.
Okay. Because this isn't yet easy to put on there. A lot easier to take off. Okay, so that is out of the way. So now we're going to take this. And try to not cut my finger off. Down this. Okay. Try not to drop it. Down this side, back up over here, this feels so good. Okay. So now wires should be fine there. I'll take this over here, this, put this hose clamp back on like this, put this back on there. Oh, that was easy. Maybe she's trying to be nice now and play nice.
Maybe she realized you're just trying to prep her to go.
I'm ready to go to the bar. Okay, he's pumping. And there she turned off. Okay. That's what I was afraid of. Gonna happen.
It still smells like fire down there. What's wrong?
I'm trying to get this one bilge pump to stand upright.
The small one?
Yes.
Oh.
So it'll actually work.